So, on behalf of Tom and Gail and Sue and I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight because, this is a special day for us. Our first is getting married, my baby girl. And we couldn't be happier to have a son-in-law like Dan. Dan is incredible. I know that you guys will love each other for many, many years. And so on behalf of Tom, Gail, Sue, and myself, please have a great evening, celebrate this great day, and thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I didn't realize that I would have to do this, and as usual in high school, and I never prepared myself, so here we go. First of all, I want to congratulate Dan and Lauren for their marriage, and what a wonderful ceremony by my son-in-law Bob. It's so we have a little mixture under God. He looks at everybody the same. We have a Jewish minister and a Catholic guy giving the blessing, and it's not a blessing. I just want to thank God. Thank you, Lord, for all these gifts which we're about to receive from thy bounty. Amen.
Hey, guys. So those of you who don't know me, I'm Lauren's sister. My name is Taylor. I just want to start by saying that me and Lauren are 10 years apart. It's kind of a lot. But growing up, she was always coming up with creative things for us to do. For example, at 8 years old, she made me ride a death metal trap called the Slingshot. And it was absolutely terrifying. Later in middle school, she made me watch all the Paranormal Activities with my friend Connor, who's over there, shout out Connor, and then locked me in the basement afterwards. That was also terrifying. So you can say that I was a little anxious as a child, but in all seriousness, those are some of my favorite memories, honestly. And anyone who knows Lauren knows that she's one of the most thoughtful people and the most caring people. And I mean, she even came to my lacrosse game last year to see me for like maybe 5 minutes before my birthday. And I'm telling you, I mean 5 minutes because I got on the bus right away because it was cold. Dan, welcome to the family. Dan's a good sport. The first time I met Dan, I told him I was dating my friend Allie, and he was totally chill with it, so it was cool. And then when I told him that I wasn't dating my friend Allie, who's a girl, she, he just went along with it, and it just shows how chill he is, and which is great. Our family needs some chill, so. Yeah, definitely need some chill. But in all seriousness, back to Lauren, you are definitely one of my role models. I love you so much more than you know. I broke down today when you walked down the aisle. You looked absolutely beautiful, and I love you so much. And that's all I have for tonight, but thank you.
So I did not memorize my speech like Taylor, so I will be reading it. But I'm Brittany. I'm the matron of honor, and I thought I was going to be going third, so I'm glad to be going second and then handing off to Katie. I want to start off by thanking Mama and Daddy Andrews for throwing this incredible wedding for my best friend Lauren. It is absolutely beautiful. And then additionally, thank you for opening your homes and your hearts to two crazy teenage girls, all those years ago, and just welcoming us into the family. It was fantastic. We had 3 homes to go to all of a sudden. And then we got to learn charades from Dad, right? Toe, pole. So we learned a lot together at the Braemar. In all seriousness, though, Dan, you could not ask for a better family to join. The Andrews family is absolutely fantastic, as you know, and most of you know. Lauren and I have been friends since the beginning of high school, and she's been one of the most loyal friends I've ever had. She is the loudest supporter you will ever find. You don't think that Lauren's going to be there, but at your graduation, she shows up. And, she's already asked me already, when's graduation? It's in May, and I know Lauren's going to be there because that's what she does. She supports everyone. You could meet a stranger off the street, and Lauren will be absolutely kind to them and go to whatever they need her to. I'm so proud of the person that you've become and the life that you're about to live with Dan and have been living with Dan. It's wonderful to see you so happy. I didn't say in sin, you said that. So our lives took us in different directions, and between you, me, and Katie, we all went to different colleges, but every time we kept coming back together because we're family, and that's what we do. 7 years ago, Lauren stood up with me, and Katie stood as well when I married my best friend, and I know we were both so happy to be here to stand up with you and Dan as you go on your journey. I wish you a lifetime of love and happiness together, and having known Dan for a few years and Lauren for a lifetime, I know that you guys have a love that will last, and I'd like to propose a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Baldwin.
Okay. So my name's Katie. I'm the third maid of honor, the best, but So I'm one of Lauren's best friends, and Lauren, Taylor might be your biological sister, but I feel like we're sisters by fate. I was the one who was there to help encourage you to make all of those wonderful bad choices, but also to help you clean them up afterwards. Who would have thought that us meeting at a football game over a boy, hashtag thanks Steve, to our annual toilet papering of Aunt Jean and Uncle Bob's house. Side note, we kind of forgot this year, but we still have time. It's not the end of December yet. You are one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met. Your family has accepted me as part of their family to the point where random people ask us if we're related. I spend Christmas Eve at your house and crash all your family parties. Your friendship is something I have come to count on and rely on. Even in these past few months, you've been there for me, even when I tried to push you away. Although we have made some questionable choices over the years, like making our special Slurpees because we're that cool. Sorry, parents, they were regular Slurpees with some beverages, I'm sorry. You can't get in trouble anymore, it already happened. You marrying Dan is probably one of the best choices you ever could make. So raise a glass to the bride and groom for finally becoming Mr. and Mrs. Baldwin. Now, Dan, I'm sorry, I hope you realize that you're stuck with me and Brittany too. It's a thing.
All right, for those who don't know me, I'm Dan's best man, older brother, former rival, and his mom's favorite son. Growing up, Dan and I fought like any typical brothers do. He told some stories when I was married a few years ago, and I believe there are still some holes in our house in Bel Air. But I would do anything for my brother, and I still have the scars to prove it. I was probably 8 or 9, and Danny was 5. He had gotten a balloon from somewhere, and like all kids do, he lost it. He let it go and watched it float out of reach. Being the good older brother, I decided I'd come to the rescue. Our house in Bel Air was a split level, with the main level having cathedral ceilings about 18 feet tall. Danny couldn't have lost it on any other floor in the house, but he lost it in the kitchen. So, as the great big brother, I came to the rescue. I retrieved both of the cheap, flimsy plastic trash cans out of each of our rooms. Danny's was Winnie the Pooh holding a bunch of balloons, coincidentally. I stacked them carefully below the balloon. At this point, I should mention the trash cans were completely different shapes. One was round, and one was very thin and rectangular. And because of where the balloon was located, this doomed balloon retrieving tower was constructed at the top of the stairs. I then proceeded to climb this rickety stack of trash cans, in which I'm sure will come to no shock to none of you. I immediately fell down and rode the trash can down the stairs, shredding up my lower back and forcing my mom to use those giant gauze pads that you have in your first aid kit but never think you're going to use. Since then, Danny has grown into a great man, brother, friend, and now he's a husband. He barely loses balloons anymore. He's also become a great uncle. I can always count on him to buy my daughter Lila the largest, loudest thing he can find at the toy store for her birthday present. Seriously, this is what he got her last night for her Flower Girl present. Danny, this will come back to haunt you. He's also become a great cautionary tale when raising a young child. Go and ask my daughter, Lila, why we shouldn't lock doors in the house. And she'll tell you it's because on one time Uncle Danny locked every door at Aunt Cheryl's house while everyone was outside and proceeded to fall down the stairs and get a concussion. You hear her laughing over there. I'm realizing now this might sound like we do have a lot of problems with stairs in our family, but we don't. This is the only 2 stories I have. And 13 or 14 years from now, she's going to get her first tattoo. And I'm going to sit her down and explain to her that it's important not to rush into things. Or you'll wind up with a stick figure doing a dance from 20 years ago around your ankle. Or a logo for a blog you were planning to start but never got around to writing the domain name. Not to take anything away from Lauren, she's also a wonderful aunt. I still remember the first time we met Lauren. It was August 2014 at the Maryland JMU game. And Lauren, because it's your special day, I'll forget what happened during the game. But what I remember most is that Danny was getting beat up multiple times because he wouldn't stop yelling, "Go Towson." And that 2, Laura bought Lila a pair of frozen magnets, which completely won her over from the start. And maybe C.J. Brown rushed for 3 touchdowns, threw for 1 more. My memory's hazy. Thank you both so much for including us all on your special day. We love you both so much and look forward to sharing a lifetime of happiness with you. Everyone can raise a glass. Go Towson!